Jacob Findlay, gear up and make your adjustments because it's wrench time. In our inaugural issue of Calibrate, the quarterly magazine for maintenance executives, writer Steve Brawner starts by asking this fundamental question: how can fleets get the most from their technicians? It's a question that every person in charge of fleet operations and maintenance functions is asking. So, in the spirit of the article and drawing from our experience at Fullbay as the CEO, I want to do some word association that helps get you up to some of the important issues of the day. Are you ready? We're going to have 10 rapid fire statements. You fill in the blanks. Are you ready, Jacob?
You bet, Dan.
Okay. Greg Mangione, the senior vice president of maintenance at Penske Truck Leasing, said technicians should appear only when it's time to utilize their highly valuable skills, like a doctor in an OR. Other executives follow this line of thinking and suggest that fleets should treat their technicians like surgeons, the trucks like patients. Would you draw the same conclusion?
Absolutely. I think this is actually a really great analogy. And to take it a step further, I think you should really break down roles in a shop to maximize efficiency. The same way a surgeon isn't also managing anesthesia, your technician should not be trying to find parts. Leave that up to somebody else, like a parts manager.
What other occupation would you associate with today's truck technician and today's technician?
There's probably a lot of good comparisons to make, but the doctor one really resonates with me. Understanding maintenance on equipment is a lot like understanding a patient's medical history, and it's usually just as difficult when you go from one place to another. You want to know what doctor performed what operation and when, just like you want to know what technician performed what repair or PM and when.
Some fleets have actually gone so far as to color code shop tools for easy discovery so that when they're working, they need a wrench, they can get this. If they need something, they can get it. It's color coded and increase technician efficiency. Give me three other ways that fleets might also increase the technician's efficiency.
Okay, so the first thing I would recommend is make sure you're actually measuring efficiency and that you're measuring it the right way. Otherwise, the rest is kind of a moot point. So, how many hours per week are you invoicing versus how many are you paying technicians? So, your goal should be to be billing and paying the same amount, and from there, work to increase the billable hours. This can be modified for internal shops of fleets that aren't doing outside commercial repair. The second thing I would say is make sure that you increase technician proficiency. So it's one thing to have a technician turning wrenches 40 hours a week, and that's good. But if your best technician is taking 3 hours to do a 3 hour book time job, you have a problem. The best technicians can work fast and at a high quality level. That helps the shops be more profitable and the fleet get the truck back on the road faster. So, one of the best ways of making technicians more efficient is to make them more proficient. And then the third recommendation, my last one, would be go back to breaking out the roles. The more time your technician is finding their own parts, the less time they're turning a wrench. So as your shop grows, the more you have dedicated staff structured around the technician for those other jobs, you're going to be a much more efficient operation.
This next one is a tough one. Six Sigma is a manufacturing approach. Six Sigma is a manufacturing approach that can many maintenance VPs are bringing into their management approach. Can you name all six?
I've definitely talked to a lot of fleets and shops about Six Sigma as an approach to their business, so hopefully I can get them all. I believe there's
Here we
two
go.
approaches. There's a DMAIC, DMAIC methodology, and then there's DMADV, DMADV. So the first is to define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. That's for improving existing processes. And the second is to define, measure, analyze, design, and verify. And that's for building new processes. I think in either instance, the core message is the same. If you're going to tackle any problem, you need to define the problem first, then make sure you can measure it before going forward. Without doing these first pieces, you're shooting from the hip or making decisions based on emotion, which is never good.
In 5 words or less, 5 words or less, what
Okay.
is the biggest move a fleet can make to improve a technician's experience in the shop?
Treat them with respect.
Got it. Cool. What's going to be the biggest challenge for maintenance departments in the second half of 2021? And your answer must be a noun.
In the form of a noun, the hiring of competent technicians. Is that a noun?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Okay, thanks.
Uh, Three ways that technician management will change within the next 6 months?
A focus on what truly motivates people and makes work fulfilling. I think these changes are all going to have to be a shift in shop culture to ensure you can keep techs happy. Shops and all businesses across the board are having a really hard time hiring people that are under, say, 25, $20 an hour. And it's forcing employers to kind of reevaluate what goes into making work feel satisfying and fulfilling. So I think these changes will all be part of a shift in shop culture to ensure that you're keeping technicians happy. And the first is going to be making work a fulfilling and maybe even a fun place, not just a grind. The second would be valuing technicians for ideas and contributions. And then an overarching one is that if you're not already treating technicians like valuable employees, you will be, or you're going to have a really hard time staying staffed. The shops who get this are already ahead of the curve.
We could do an entire podcast, newscast, name your topic in this next issue, but keep your answer short.
Okay,
Uh,
sorry.
how will no? That's I've been instructed to do that. How will technicians be challenged by the advent of the electric truck and autonomous trucks?
I think the biggest challenge is on the electric side, but there's no question both will introduce many new components that they've never seen before. I think the key word for the future is diversity, diversity of powertrain. I think we're still learning what this will mean for the industry, but it could definitely lead to a lot of new skill sets and certifications, not fewer.
10 words or less. What's the best part of being in this field? 10 words or less.
Watch this. We have an opportunity to improve highway safety.
Very nice. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
We have an opportunity to improve highway safety. I think that comes in under less than 10. Well
Awesome.
done,
Thanks.
Jacob. It certainly seems that your wrench has been properly calibrated and just about ready for anything. Before we go, any last words for our viewers on this day one?
Thanks, Dan. I As always, appreciate the opportunity to join you and everyone listening in today on an important topic like this and the balance that fleets and shops are dealing with right now of how you get more out of your technicians without risking them leaving you is crucial. But at the end of the day, I don't think it takes a lot to keep them happy. You just got to respect them, treat them like a human being. And if you do that, they're not going to mind implementing measures to increase efficiency and utilization. So you'll have happier technicians who are less likely to leave. Plus, you will be completing more work. And kind of as a plug for what we do at Fullbay, it is focused on technician efficiency. It's a cloud-based software tool to run a shop end to end. And efficiency and utilization are some of the core functions of our shop. We are excited and happy to be helping so many fleets, thousands of fleets and shops easily track these metrics, along with improving everything else in the shop from inventory management to customer communication, text messaging. So if you're interested in learning more and seeing what we built, we would love to chat and show you what we built.
Jacob Findlay, the CEO of Fullbay, has been our guest here on Wrench Time. I'm Dan Ronan. Thanks for watching.